Morning YouTube. Another race. Today we're at the Hobbs Memorial, which is actually only, 20 minutes from home. Makes a nice change to be doing something that's so close to home that we don't have to get up at stupid o'clock. The last week, so I got back from Japan on Monday. I put together that video that came out on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was. But this week I've done very little, so I think my first day on the bike was Thursday. I did an hour and a half, and Friday I did like an hour. Yesterday, Saturday, I did 2.5 hours, but it was a club run, so it was like super duper steady. Yeah, today is the race. So yesterday, to be honest, when I did press on to get home, I felt really good, and today I feel fresh. I don't feel jet lagged anymore, and I'm looking forward to this one. This is a pretty iconic one. There's something. It's got a bit of history to it. Quite a few kind of big pro riders back in the day have won this race. Jeremy Hunt won this race, and the reason why it's iconic this time, in particular, is because it starts and finishes on Carmarthen Velodrome, and it's only recently reopened after a massive bit of refurbishment. So the race itself is 95 miles, that's including the neutralised, so it's just shy of 160k. It's blazing hot out here, and it's like, well, it's 20 degrees already, it's 9 o'clock, so expecting 25 plus. Hydration is going to be key, so you're going to be at the feed, hopefully. Yeah. And it's a pretty flat circuit, which is disappointing for me, coming off the back of such a hilly Japan. But there is one bonus of having quite a tough climb. Maybe, I think it's 30k from the fair. So I'm looking to make the race hard because I've had an easy week. So, you know, we're going to be active really early on and just make it hard. I think even making that the climb hard in itself, it's like 4 or 5 minute climb flat out. So making that climb hard, seeing who's there over the top, I'm happy to keep riding, you know, regardless if I'm solo or if I'm in a group. That's the plan. So attack that bit hard, get over the climb, it's a fair descent, and then you're on like a flat road and back to you. The only thing is, there's a little bit of a question mark as to how safe this finishes. The way we're coming into it through the park gates, there's a little metal stump in the middle of the gates, which I don't know if they've taken away. They've definitely barriered up the park so that people can't walk on the course, but it's very tight and twisty. It's a bit like a tour series, and then you come around and you finish and you do like a lap and a half of the velodrome. So we're gonna see how it goes. Look at that. It goes halfway around my torso. You're not even supposed to fold it. Well, sorry. There's a good like 3 inches there. Welsh team got pretty decent riders here. They've been doing really well this year in terms of getting themselves together. It's a good bunch of youngsters. Well, they're not youngsters, but under 23s. You can come in a race against and ride together pretty well as a team. It's been a long time coming, really, but I think there's like 5 of them, yeah, 5 or 6 of this race. It's nearly half the field. There's only like 45 riders or something. Binya, which is obviously my ex like club that I started riding for. They're here with 5 riders, I think. I was planning on wearing my Binya jersey so people wouldn't chase me.
The skin suit rigger.
Trademark rigger. Sorry, they're not so bad. These are actually my skin suit.
Hi! Hiya!
The event's probably going to be 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So we'll have to fill. So we've got 3 gels. And I haven't got any bars, so I have to buy some. And then I went for, look at these hobnobs. Snack bar, milk chocolate, salted caramel. They're not bad to be honest, they're 130 calories, 4 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, so they're not too bad. There's a pretty good, like, 20 grams of carbs, and there's 6 in there, so there's a good block of carbohydrate there, along with the gels. I don't really need a lot.
The race finish back to here, it takes us through the centre of Carmarthen. There will be a cut-off, approximately 5 minutes, but that will depend on the race situation. We won't cut off riders if they're 6 minutes down if there's a significant bunch of you. Just before you return to Carmarthen.
Hiya, John.
Okay, and off they go. Bob Lucky Bow.
Someone's got nice perfume on. Have you got nice perfume on?
Probably between your legs, is it?
Someone's got nice. Oh, that's it. That's probably it.
Horses for courses.
Good man, Hev. About a minute.
So horses for courses, different people suit different things. Today was a prime example of that. I think, see, today's race was very, very flat. Only climbing 1400 meters in the space of 100 miles. As you can imagine, coming back from Japan, racing in the mountains, plenty of climbs, and then coming back here and doing a flat-ish race with that. There was a kicker, I admit. There was a 5.5 minute climb with about 25k to go, but it was too little, too late. See, the issue is, and it happens in a lot of races that I do when I'm not with the team, and you know, these are called kind of national B races, which is kind of what a lot of people in the UK ride and race week in, week out, because they're not on professional teams. It's a pretty good standard of racing, because you will get pros, you know, like myself, turning up and riding these events. The event today, like, for me, being so close to home, you know, I really wanted to do it, regardless of, you know, what my prep was this week, and knowing that my prep this week was more, more kind of, I guess, you know, recovery based, and then turning up this weekend, I did get a bit of a kick in. My average heart rate was like 160, my max heart rate was only 185, so there's very little kind of, you know, the window there of breathing space is actually quite small. But Horses for Courses really explains what happened in today's race. I take great pride in the fact that people won't let me get in the breakaway and won't let me animate the race, and I think it's a good thing. But it happens a lot. and you know, I always get kind of marked out of the race, and it's something that you don't really see, and even people who, you know, I talk to and I ride with leisurely in the area, they don't quite get how, you know, I can do really well in a foreign race, and then, you know, bail out in a race like this, and it takes quite a bit of explaining, but I'm not going to bore you with it. I enjoyed today's race as much as, you know, coming length doesn't really tell the whole story. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and there's big things supposed to be happening. I don't know if you saw recently, the Tour of Britain has been sorry, the Tour of Britain route will be announced, I think, June the 5th, which is pretty close to when this video is going to be uploaded, and people already know that it's starting in Carmarthenshire, which is obviously my home kind of county. I don't know whether, you know, us starting in Carmarthen Velodrome and finishing today in Carmarthen Velodrome has something to do with that. I have no idea whatsoever. I'm not, you know, I'm not in the know. I don't know any gossip. I'm just speculating that that could possibly be.
Come on, Edge!
But it was a great place to start and finish. I had my doubts that, you know, it was going to be difficult to get everybody in to the velodrome and finish safely, but it worked out fine, and it actually turned out to be a really good finish, really classy. Had a good start as well. You know, people came out to watch the race and, you know, didn't have a clue what was going on, and there was like a big fanfare and everything there, and like lots of the kids out playing in the sun, and it had this kind of family atmosphere to it, and made it all the more worthwhile. I would like to say a special thanks to all the marshals, because for an event like that, it's really difficult to stop the car. I mean, it's not a massive town, Carmarthen, but in terms of trying to control, the race and the traffic coming in, that was really difficult, and I thought they handled that perfectly. Thanks to Ollie for organising the event itself, actually putting it on and getting it going. The catering crew have pretty much been here. They always do a good job. And obviously a lot of the riders, I coached a couple of riders who did really, really well. A few of them in the top 10. So that's great signs for them, so well done you guys. Also, if you liked Charlie's footage, now I haven't even seen it yet. I'm doing this kind of debrief before we've even looked at it. So if you liked the footage, give her a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you liked this little extended episode. It's not something I want to do often, because I don't want to take your time with me rambling and full of nonsense. But at the end of the day, I'm just documenting. It's got nothing else to do with anything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you on the road before I head to Canada next week.